Let's talk to Brian in Texas, who's called us here at the show. Brian, what's going on?
Hey, not much, Bobby. How are you? This is Master Sergeant Brian Burgess, stationed here in San Antonio, Texas.
I appreciate you calling. What can I do for you?
Hey, I just want to give a shout-out to the Marines. It's Marine Corps birthday today, 246 years.
That is correct. The day was established 100 years ago. The actual birthday was on November 10th, 1921 by the government to show appreciation for the Marines. The Marines themselves have been around since November 10th, 1775.
Whoa.
Wow.
Come on. Yeah, Brian, I'm glad you called. I had that set to talk about, but you have prompted an earlier speech of me saying that, first, happy birthday to the Marines. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, and you're listening to a show right now that could not be more indebted, more appreciative, more understanding of why we get to do what we do, and it is because of folks like you, Brian, a Marine, and folks like, and tomorrow I'll talk about veterans in general, but we just wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So first, happy birthday to the Marines. I'll leave that there because I don't want to take anything from them. But tomorrow, I'm coming in, baby, for Veterans Day. Let's go. I'm going to be here anyway, but I'm coming in.
All branches.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, thank you for sharing that. We appreciate your service so much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know that I can do that back.
You can.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
I did.
I
I want to
would.
because it sounds cool. Like, I don't have a thing where I'm like, oh, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Like I'd like something.
Yeah.
And the closest thing I have is when someone goes, morning studio, and we go,
Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I made that up, but I wish I had like a pew, 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 or a tinker, tinker. You know, I don't know. Appreciate that. Have a good day. Boom. Nailed it. Glad he said that. All right, let's go over and do the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
We talked about earlier, maybe this week or late last week, that Chris Evans was named Sexiest Man Alive, but that is false because Page Six messed it up. The actual Sexiest Man Alive is Paul Rudd. He was named Sexiest Man Alive for 2021. They messed up.
Yeah, that's
The
crazy.
scoop was wrong. People didn't mess up. I like Paul Rudd as Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah.
More of the everyman. More of a guy that I can relate to.
He's funny. He's good looking, though, and he hasn't aged at all.
Well, not true, but he is good looking, but he's not, so good looking that he makes other guys feel uncomfortable.
Like Thor.
I'll never be that.
All right.
My wife told me that I'm nothing like the guy that plays Thor.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
And she was like, yeah, you're nothing like him. She was like, some people like that vibe.
Did you think you were a little bit like him?
I work out pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you want to film arms?
No.
And I feel like, I work out really hard. And she
Yeah.
goes, you're nothing like him. She's like, you're more of a Pete Davidson. And I think Pete Davidson is really funny. But
Maybe you're in between.
I don't spend an hour and a half every day to be nothing like Thor. I know that I'm not, naturally a good-looking guy. Like, physically, I'm not the aesthetic most girls crave. But you can at least fib a little.
You should dress up like Thor for her one day and come
She
home.
would just laugh.
Oh, boy.
With like a hammer and
my
everything?
gosh.
She doesn't think Thor's hot, though, so it would do nothing.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
Well, she says she
Be
doesn't
yourself.
think Thor's hot, but I think every woman thinks that the Hemsworth guys are hot.
Right. She's
Yeah.
comforting you.
The Castaway volleyball is now up for auction.
Wilson?
Tom Hanks' famous volleyball from Castaway is for sale. It is described as heavily distressed with paint applied to create a worn, dirtied appearance. It went up for auction today. Currently, the bidding for Wilson is at $52,000.
Whoa.
Will Ferrell's elf costume sold for nearly $300,000 at an auction. I guess you put that in a shelf,
Those would be cute, cool things to have, I guess, if you have people over.
or you put it on a dummy. I gave my Dancing with the Stars outfit to the Country Music Hall of Fame for a year, and they displayed it, and they put it on like a little dummy.
Like a mannequin? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where's that now? Where does that go after?
It's in my house. I kiss it bye every day. There are two things I do every day when I leave. I kiss my Dancing with the Stars dummy that's wearing my costume. Like, have a good day. And then I walk out, and Amy, when Notre Dame plays football, when they walk out of their locker room, they slap the wall, and that sign says "Play like a champion" today. Have you ever seen that? It's got gold.
Was it in the movie Rudy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Then I
slap
saw-
that sign.
then
I
I've
have
seen
one at my house too. It says "Don't get canceled today," and I slap it and walk out and come to work
Attaboy.
because that's the goal. That's the goal. I was reading a story that most Americans feel like they can't even talk because they're at risk of getting canceled all the time. That's every day on this show.
Yeah.
I feel like the show's 30% worse because I'm like, anything I say, I'm at risk of getting canceled all the time by everybody.
It's good to see, though, some people that have been, quote, canceled, they've come back. So there's hope. Like if you were to get canceled for a
That's
minute,
not hope
you
to
bounce
me.
back.
No, I don't. That's not hope.
Like think about it. Chrissy Teigen was canceled hardcore for a hot minute. She's bounced back.
She's back.
She's
yeah,
back.
but she also has the luxury of having. First of all, she's funny, but she also has a really rich and famous husband.
Oh, yeah.
That if you
That
get
people
canceled,
love.
she doesn't lose her job. I mean, she's okay just living.
Well, yes.
If you get canceled and this is like me, this is my job. It's my only job I have. Only thing I'm talented at.
We have us.
Yeah.
We're not a job.
You guys.
Yeah, that's it though.
So that's why I
mean,
walk out of
true.
the house and go, don't get canceled today.
Yeah.
An Iowa mayor will be chosen at random. The next mayor of Osceola in southern Iowa will be chosen at completely random. After Election Day, incumbent Thomas Kedley led challenger Matthew Stoll by 1 vote. But after a recount, the two were tied. To break the tie, a member of the Clark County Board of Supervisors will draw one of the candidates' names out of a hat.
Oh my gosh, sounds like our show. Like that's how we decide things.
Spin the wheel.
Roll the dice.
Finally, Disney Plus Day is going to be a big deal on Friday. This is not a commercial. It's now cheaper to watch Breaking Bobby Bones.
Oh.
There you go. The streamer shared that former and new subscribers will be able to test drive Disney Plus for $1.99 a month if they sign up to Disney Plus during Disney Plus Day. If you have kids, Disney Plus is awesome.
Oh, for sure. You need it.
90% of the stuff on Disney Plus, I don't even know what it is.
And for-
It's bluey, and there's a lot of good Marvel stuff, which I do like, and then Breaking Bobby Bones. But Disney Plus Day is Friday.
Yeah, so if you get it for $1.99 a month on Disney Plus Day or whatever, you get access to all these movies that normally you would have to pay for, which is why it's huge in our family. And I think I pay $7 a month. So take advantage of
No,
that.
just cancel and then do it on Friday.
All right, thank you guys. That's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Ryan Hurd and Maren Morris, Chasing After You. Hit us up if you want. We'd love to talk to you. 877-77-BOBBY. 877-77-BOBBY. There's a list of celebrities people admit to just not liking anymore. And so we'll go over that list coming up in a second. It's a weird list because I think at one point they were all extremely likable.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if I still like them.
So we'll do that. And then I have a story about a woman. She said no to a second date, so the guy demands a refund for the first date.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you that scenario, that situation. We'll grab some callers, all that next on the Bobby Bone Show. When you were talking about Chrissy Teigen in the last segment, it reminded me of this list of celebrities people admit to not liking anymore. And number 1 is Chrissy Teigen.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, I thought she had bounced back.
She's on Twitter again on Instagram. I don't know that she's getting any big deals or anything.
Well, I mean, she put out a book.
But not since she's been canceled.
Yeah, I think it just came out. This last week or something.
Wow. I thought everybody cut ties with her for a while.
No, she has her own line. I think in some of the bigger brands that cut ties with her, she had said they were planning on cutting ties anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'll say too. Hey, that's what I want to say too. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, I still follow her. I mean, I don't know.
Jared Leto.
Okay, I haven't thought about him in quite some time.
He's always in those lists of celebrities that are jerks and they're awful.
Oh.
And I don't know that from personal experience, but I do read a lot of those articles.
Yeah.
Or a lot of those Reddit threads where like Jared Leto, not a good dude.
Wow.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
What?
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of got way out there with some of her weird things. And
She feels like, to me, she thinks she's better than everybody else.
it just seems very disconnected with reality of I ate bread today. And it's like it's like a big deal that she ate bread this year or something. It just doesn't seem like she's real.
Roseanne Barr.
Well, yeah, why did we stop liking her? I can't remember.
She tweeted racist stuff.
Yes, that is why. I can see that.
I haven't thought about Roseanne.
Me neither.
though.
I forgot about that.
That
So
show's
I get,
still on?
Yeah, but it's without her. I guess though that I haven't thought about her enough to like her or not like her. I saw her get canceled, but I wasn't like, oh, I guess I just won't listen to Roseanne anymore. 'Cause I wasn't listening to her anyway.
I didn't know she was ever liked.
Oh yeah, back in the
Back in the
90s.
day?
Yeah, and
Roseanne was awesome back in the day.
And her
The
show had just come back, and then they
And it was
kicked
huge.
her off.
Yeah. Leah Michelle. Apparently, she was basically a mean girl on that set.
Oh yeah,
And that came out. She seems like she could be a mean girl.
yeah.
Although I met her
But I
once
don't
at
know.
American Idol quickly. I had no opinion. She wasn't mean to me. She didn't spit on me or anything. I mean, that'd have been a story, right?
Yeah.
But she was. I just said hello. She said hello. So I don't have a bad story to report. Same thing with Avril Lavigne. When I met her, I was like, I'm going to get a good story here. First of all, I'm going to see if it's really her. Because they say the real Avril's dead and new person's replaced her. But she was semi-pleasant. And I was like, I have no story. I would like for them to be really nice or really mean. So I have something like I can
To
pull
share
from it.
about
Yeah,
them,
that I'm like,
yeah.
I met Avril, and it was just like, hi,
That's fine.
hi. And I was
Yeah.
like, dang, there's nothing here. No story. Brandon Urie. Who's that? Lead singer of Panic at the Disco? Why do we not like him, Mike? I like him just fine. Is there anything I shouldn't like about him? Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, I mean, I guess he was liked maybe back in his show day. Like, what was the show?
Frasier.
Frasier and Cheers. But then he cheated on his housewife or did whatever.
Oh, he did?
He was
See,
married
I
to
don't
Camille.
know. I don't know what happened with this
They
situation.
just got a divorce, and then because he was on the show. This was years ago, though, so haven't thought about him in quite some time.
Most of these people aren't people that I've just recently disliked. It's people I weren't even thinking about.
No, I feel like the only relevant person on there is Chrissy Teigen.
And Gwyneth
Jared
Paltrow.
Leto.
And Gwyneth
Yeah.
Paltrow. That's
Yeah,
Eddie's
yeah,
favorite,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, I
He
love
loves
her.
her.
A woman went out with a man on a first date, and then she politely declined his offer for a second date, and then he wanted to be paid back for that date. See, this is what Venmo is allowing to request money.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you go on a date, you pay for the first date, you have no way to even ask for money unless you call them up on the phone and say, hey, maybe get a refund. And you don't do that. But now, because of these apps, the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, it's so easy to just send a request, to request money. But the story is, she goes out, he sends a message going, hey, can I get a refund for the cover for parking and dinner that first night?
All because she didn't
Because it was a
say
waste.
yes to the second date? No. No, he can't
Well,
do
of
that.
course it's no.
I
I don't
know.
think we're debating if this is a yes
Oh.
or no thing. It's just where culture has shifted now.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you are going to ask for a refund for the first date, then you should probably split the first. If you're that kind of person,
Yeah.
you should probably split the first date then.
That way, whichever way it goes,
Yes.
you're fine.
If it goes to a second date, then you can decide. But first date, if this is going to be your MO, you need to go, hey, let's just go halvesies. I don't even want to say Dutch because I don't know what that means anymore.
Dutch means you pay for yourself.
No, I know what it means, but I don't know
Oh.
why
And
that's
why
a
we
term.
say it, yeah.
Because I was watching the morning show, which is a show on Apple Plus, and it's never something that I said, but there's a storyline where the guy gets in trouble on the news for saying that someone is a spirit animal,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that was offensive. So before I said, "Hey, we'll go Dutch," I'm like,
Don't know.
I don't know what that means. I don't know why it means that.
Well, it's from like 17th century in England, so I don't even know.
but what does it say? Does anyone have why that is used? Are the Dutch notorious for splitting things fairly and equal? Because that's a culture I can get into.
That's funny.
Like they're all about equality and like that's great.
I don't know. I have the origin dates back to 17th century when England and the Netherlands fought constantly over trade routes and political boundaries. It just seems like it's complicated.
I bet you somewhere there's an easier explanation than that. Over time, going Dutch came to represent the practice of paying your own portion, like Dutch lunch or Dutch treat. Going Dutch would become more popular at the start of the 20th century. But again, like
No
you
reason
said,
why.
it mostly just defines it.
It's
Yeah.
a British slur towards the Dutch. That's the British started it, making fun of them.
Which is why I don't say it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't want to offend them.
Yeah, I don't. But does it say why?
Well, I guess because of the war, they were mad at the Dutch, and so they started making fun of them, and because
It's
they
a
wouldn't pay.
300-year insult to Dutch people.
Yeah,
Look what we learn here.
that's
I'm
interesting.
not quite sure.
Yeah, me either. But look what we learned.
So should we stop saying Dutch?
I
Go
don't-
in Dutch.
Yeah.
I
Are we
choose-
going to get canceled?
I choose not. Oh, I never said it. I never said it. Okay, there we go. Let's play Kenny Chesney, Get Along, Bobby Bone Show. Thank you guys for hanging out. Big update on one of my favorite TV shows ever. People were like, they're not going to bring it back. Well, they've just announced they're bringing it back. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll also grab your calls, 877-77-BOBBY. If you guys want to hit us up, please do. Back in a second. They did say yesterday Squid Game Season 2 is confirmed.
Ooh, yes.
Love Squid Game. I call it Squid Games, but to be fair, I call Walmart Walmarts and Nordstrom Nordstroms. So, but Squid Game Season 2 has been confirmed, which it had to be. It was massive. It was awesome. It ended and I wanted more. I binged and I struggle with finding the time to binge these days. I could not get to the next episode fast enough.
Oh my gosh.
And I did not want to watch it to begin with because I thought, I don't want to read subtitles. I don't want to see dubs, English dubs over. And it was that good to me. Now, I watched it way early before the hype. So I did not have a hype expectation. But holy moly, was it good.
I know. Now I guess I maybe need to go back, but I stopped at episode 1.5.
Oh,
It took me at the end of episode 2 to be like, I got to watch another one. And then like 4, it's all I thought about. It was like, how do I find time in my day?
That sounds healthy.
But that's how good it was. Like, how do I find time in my day to go back and finish this series?
Okay.
So it's going to be like 18 months, they say, because it hasn't even been written yet. And there's also the guy who did the movie. He didn't make a ton of money from it. He got his normal pay, but there was no bonus on performance at Netflix. So they're going to do 2, but he wrote it and directed it all himself, the first one. And he's like, I need help. Like, I need directors and I need other writers. I'm pretty pumped about that.
I mean, there's pressure there for sure, though.
The binging thing is now, it's different because a lot of shows that I watch now come out weekly again.
I know.
So it's throwing me. Like, I have to wait for Yellowstone every week now, and that's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even started Yellowstone, and I'm starting to think that, I don't know, should I wait and let them build up, and then I can have a good Yellowstone binge session?
Yes, the answer is yes. If you can wait, do wait.
Okay.
I think every show should launch with 4 episodes. That way there's a decent binge in there, and then we could binge 2 and 2. Like, I think every show now that comes out should peel us off 4 and then go week to week.
Okay, well, then that's what I'm going to do. Because I have other things that I'm invested in right now. I'm obsessed with Yellowstone. Don't get me wrong. But I think that I can wait, and my reward will be a binge.
Did you ever watch Only Murder in the Building?
Yeah, that's so cute.
All done?
I love that. Yeah.
Cute's a good word. It's like a mix between, like a murder mystery, or like a
True
thriller,
crime.
like a
Yeah.
thriller and Ted Lasso.
Yes.
Because there's a little bit of both in there. Because Martin Short and Steve Martin are so funny. And Selena Gomez, who I'm kind of like, she's really good in it.
So good.
She's so good that I'm like, I kind of like Selena Gomez, even though that, the Bieber stuff didn't work out. Feel like her fans are mean to Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
But that was a really good show, too. Over to Dee Dee in Virginia, who's on the phone. Hey, Dee Dee, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hi, Bobby.
Hello.
Morning, studio.
Morning.
So I have a pet peeve, and it's people that back into parking spaces. It drives me crazy.
But what if
My
it's
husband-
on the side of the road? Because I have to do this sometimes. You have to pull up, and there's a road spot, and then you have to back parallel into it.
Oh, that you can't hate on. That's the only way to get in. I think she means like a normal parking lot, and
Yeah.
people, instead of pulling right in, take the time to back in.
Well, I don't mind that because if I commit a crime, I need to jump in and drive out fast.
Yeah.
And I'm committing a lot of crimes. A lot of petty theft. Okay, tell me why you're annoyed, Dee Dee.
Well, I mean, I was out Christmas shopping, and the outlet mall is crowded, and people try to back in, and they pull up a little bit, and they try. I mean, if you haven't really perfected that, then I don't think you should be doing it while you've got a string of people behind you.
I don't mind that. I don't mind what she's saying there. On a crowded weekend of shopping, and you're not an excellent parker, stop trying to do exceptional parking.
Yeah, some people could probably whip right in there, no problem.
I struggle with parking frontward in a parking lot.
Yeah,
I'm the worst parker on the show.
Yeah.
Which is why when the company said, hey, pick out your own parking space and we'll save it in my last contract, I picked the one when you drove in. You never have to turn. You drive right into it front
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah, you can't get it wrong.
Because I'm a bad parker. I'm okay at parallel parking because my car has little lines now. It's like a rear view camera, and it does the little lines on it.
It helps you.
Yeah, it keeps me in the. It's like coloring.
Keeps
Stay
you in the
between
As long
line.
as I
lines,
stay in the
good.
lines, I'm good. Hey, Dee Dee, you know what? I agree with you. On a Saturday or when it's busy, maybe you shouldn't do next level up parking. Just pull into the spot.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Agree. Thank you.
Good call.
I mean, this is kind of a PSA.
I agree. We've really benefited. America's benefited from this call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, there's
We're gonna
nothing better
change.
though when you get in your car and you just drive straight out of your
Oh,
parking
it
lot.
feels so good.
It does feel so good.
pretty awesome.
It does feel so good.
Yeah.
Now, Dee Dee, they're switching me again.
No, but you have to be good at parking
I
that
know.
way. If you are, then you can benefit from that. Or if you get lucky and there's 2 empty spots in a row and you get to pull right into that position.
Always be careful though, that little concrete thing that sometimes you can't see and you're pulling forward.
You don't see that?
Because I've done. No, I don't see very well. Dee Dee, thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's go over to Brenda in Virginia. We have 2 Virginias in a row. Brenda in Virginia, what's going on?
Hey, Bobby, it's Brenda in Virginia, the crew of this morning. I have a question. Let's say my son yesterday was driving with a friend, and my son was a passenger, the friend was the driver. They were going 65 and a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone.
Okay.
4 police officers pulled him over. My son was a passenger. Now, would he, and I asked him this morning, why didn't he ask his friend to slow down? What would you do in that situation? Wouldn't you think to ask them to go the speed limit?
Who am I? Am I you or am I your kid? And what would I do? Am I your kid?
If you were the kid,
Yeah.
if you were the kid in the passenger seat
Got it.
and the driver is going 30 miles over the speed limit on a back windy road, which anything could have happened to anybody in that vehicle.
I'm scared of Brenda right now. I just
know,
want to
me
give the
too.
answer that makes her happy
No,
because she is
don't.
fired up.
No, you have to give the answer
Okay.
from a 16-year-old perspective.
If I'm 16, I'm an idiot.
Yes.
So let's just all understand we're 16, we're dumb as crap. However, as a 16-year-old, I was scared as crap. So I would have said, hey, if Eddie's driving, I said, Eddie, slow down, man. You're going to get us both in trouble. I would have done that. I would have been responsible enough because,
You're not the norm.
but she's asking what I would have done. If I'm you, thank God they didn't get in a wreck, hit something or somebody. And so because that happened, this can now be a learning experience for your son. You slap him in the head and you go, you are responsible for what your buddy's doing in the front seat too. Like you have got to tell him to chill out. And if he goes, Mom, it wouldn't slow down, it didn't matter what I tell him. Then say, pull the car over and let me out.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. But also not literally slap him in the head, just to clarify.
Sometimes 16-year-olds need a little slap in the head.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's, yes, the case. Kids are going to be kids. I mean, when my husband was a teenager, he was driving his mom's car, which was a sports car, and him and his friend, they were going so fast, they ended up in a police chase. My husband ran from the law. And he
ended up being a good dude. You know what?
He did. But he
Air
had,
Force Academy,
like,
Air Force, yeah.
Yes, but he was, like, his friend was riding passenger, and I guarantee it was like, this is amazing, keep going faster. So kids are going to be kids, but I would just say if you didn't have the forethought to ask your friend to slow down, then your consequence might be that you can't ride with friends anymore until you can learn that that's not okay.
Dang.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
you guys. We all did this when we were 16.
But it doesn't make it
dangerous.
right? This is a learning experience.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to say, Brenda. Your son needs to understand you are upset
Yeah.
because they could have hurt somebody.
Exactly.
You also know, Brenda, what it was like when you were 16.
Yes.
So in the back of your mind, you have a little grace,
And mercy.
but you don't let that S happen again.
That's right.
And if it does happen again, yeah, no more riding passenger. And heck, rip the passenger seat out of his car.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
double time.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brenda knows.
You're okay to be upset. That's pretty dumb. 16-year-olds are dumb. Just make sure now they're not as dumb and they learn from this, okay?
Exactly.
Maybe you show videos of
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
or
Of what?
pictures
Of
of
women
cars
dying in
that
car
have
wrecks?
been
Oh my gosh.
like the
That's a
cars
lot.
that have been wrecked.
I don't like that. You're putting trauma on the kid. Like,
Okay, well, I mean, they need to know on a windy road going 30 miles an hour. 4 cops had to pull them over. That was intense.
yeah, that's intense for sure.
Yeah.
That's a lot of lights behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, Brenda, you do as you see fit. We agree with you. Just a little bit in the back of your mind. You don't have to say it out loud. Have a little grace because he's 16.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your input.
She's hot.
You're welcome.
Bye, Brenda.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. You have a great day too. That's what I like about this show. I didn't know what she was actually going to say. You just said Brenda has a question. If you guys have questions for us, 877-77-BOBBY. We'll take it. We'll talk about it on the air. Appreciate you guys for calling.